Everything here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Yep, we're finally where we belong.
And don't think we don't know how to weed them out.
Put a tick in it, make her gay. Put a tick in it and make her name it gay.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. But
That's all, brother. I had it.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
Very good. Well, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Welcome to Inside the Badger Den with the Angry Badger and Mr.TechRat. Welcome to the 10th episode. Not live, well, recorded live, but not live like we thought, but still here. The 10th episode of Feet Many Do Not Make It. Welcome, Mr. TechRat, to the 10th episode of Inside the Badger Den. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you, sir. I'm doing good, and I want everybody to know that the tech rat had nothing to do with the technical error.
No. This was not so much a technical error as a gateway. Didn't know that when you link your StreamYards to your YouTube, it makes you wait 24 hours. And then I found out that StreamYards is going to make me wait another 24 to 48 hours. So it's going to be 3 days. So next Friday, we will live stream. We will attempt to live stream, and Nerd Wars will join us for that one for episode 11. That'll be fun. Until then, you get us. OGs. Well, me,
same old shit.
That's fine. That's just fine. That's fine. There's always something to talk about, and we started off with something certainly to talk about, and that, of course, was Gary's Madam Web review. And I had pretty much had, I think, my fill of Madam Web at this point, because I had Erwin's drunken 2-hour retelling of it.
It was pretty intense.
In minute detail. That's what the almond milk horchata will do to you.
Don't you go bringing almond milk into this.
Now see, Sid, don't you go blaming the almond milk.
That's how I said it. Yeah.
That's how I heard it. And if you kids don't understand that reference, you need to watch more scary movies.
Looking at Erwin.
So watch the beginning part of this. I think this perfectly illustrates what Dakota was trying to tell us.
anything about anything at all to watch this movie.
Can you name the 3 Spider-Man Tom Holland movies?
Nope.
Putting on a real superhero costume, not just like one from Amazon, is a pretty amazing experience.
I got one question for you. What are those?
Of course, Amazon would get a better
Spider-Man.
costume.
Here he comes.
Here we go. Yes.
Premieres on Valentine's Day. Do you have any special plans for Valentine's Day? I'm gonna be asleep.
Spider-Man, and he's back.
Madam Web has no backstory. And so that really
Doesn't this guy have like Peruvian marching powder vibes?
gave us a lot of
Look at those eyes.
Jesus. Just
And
like a
this guy's
doll's
Like a
eyes.
doll's eyes. This black eyes roll over white. Yeah, okay, that's enough of that guy because he scares me. The point of that was Madam Web was a shit show, and it sounds like it wasn't always going to be. They clearly, they tagged all the girls, tagged the MCU in their Instagram accounts, and this was not the MCU. This was not even the Sony. I don't know what
the
this
worst
was.
part is no one told them, you might want to fix that. You might want to remove that. Hell, when we found out there was an issue streaming tonight, I asked you, I should go remove the advertisements for the stream, right?
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I at least I did a Twitty Twats. I did a Twixes. Tweets?
You twatted.
Post. Well, that's the problem is when Musk changed it to X, he didn't say what the replacement for tweet was.
We were
Xing?
supposed to come up with it for him.
I don't want to zim and zur it. Anyway, yeah, I did say sorry. I Gary'd it. I boomered it. And people are forgiving. It was late anyway. No, it's
all 9 people are really disappointed.
Not as disappointed as the people that watched Madam Web, and certainly not as disappointed as the people that watched Erwin's review of Madam Web, which might have been worse or as good as the movie. It was.
If Erwin was here and if Erwin's listening, I would be shouting right now, what is the dark-skinned girl's name?
Dora the darkest one.
Jesus, where did you go?
Well, that chick, the Latinx,
Yeah,
she did play Dora the Explorer.
She was Dora, yeah.
She was Dora. I swear. It's more cowbell. No. What I don't swear is I can't. I swear to not stop doing these film threat ones. As long as they are covering it, I will continue to cover it because he's already done. This is part 3.
Yeah.
The Disney Files. It's a systematic attack on all levels. Thankfully, we're seeing some results, which we'll talk about. Or was that last? Did we maybe miss that? Because there's definitely some federal lawsuits. I think we talked about that last week. They've been sued so many times that I have lost track of where we are at the lawsuit timeline. So at least, okay, so they did get the discrimination in federal court in California. We did that last week. Oh, thank God. That was like one of the last ones.
No, you got one coming up.
Yeah, but discrimination, but not the way you think. It still counts, though. I still count it in your bingo card. If you put another lawsuit of discrimination for Disney, I will allow it. But we'll talk about that later. This one specifically, and I just bring this up just for this, where it says "Bye bye old white guy." Disney. By the way, the amount of racists that out themselves with like, "Oh, poor white guy," they are just so completely fine with actual civil rights violation discrimination. They're fine with it,
and they just keep getting so many emails about more and more of this
there's
stuff.
Going to be a part 4 or 5
for sure.
I'm sure. Disney could not reach 50-50 male-female equity without clearing out the old white guys. And of course, this is what you get to where it's like, yeah, you could set up the equality standards all you want, but to actually get there, you can't do it without breaking a law. Thankfully. So they couldn't get there. They needed to go, and outright firing them was not an option. The tactic was simple. First, exasperate and then attack. Very similar to what they would do at my last job. It's right. Is they would drag you down. No, they would drag you down with unnecessary tasks that they knew they would John Wick you. They would give you an impossible task. Or they would Lord Ozai you. Oh, sorry, not to trigger you, because sometimes we accomplished that banquet for 50 people that came in 3 hours. Oh, I'm sorry. I went. We got one for that now. We got.
Sorry,
one.
My brother. I went deep. I went too deep.
I almost had a flashback to Badger's old life. This systematic attack, though, that we're seeing on all levels, it didn't just happen at Disney. It basically explains what's happened across the board in every single writer's room. They replaced all the OG vets that may or may not have been older straight white guys.
Mostly.
Sorry. Yeah. Whose fault is that? Systematic racism, you say? Well, prove it. Can't do it now. You kicked everyone out. You did it the dirty way. So now we'll never know. So the only way to know now is to start hiring people at an extreme rate, but merit-based and not from fucking Tumblr, because that's essentially the gist of what we learned. Oh, God, I got to learn to share that without it actually popping up. I'm sure there's... Oh, yeah. These dummies. You just do that one. Boomer, folks. This is why it's really good, because then chat would be roasting me. At least now it'll just be like Dr. Showtime tomorrow. The end result of that Disney was that they not only did they fire all their OGs, but okay, I'll ask you and pretend you don't know the answer. You have to get rid of everyone in the company. You do, but you want to hire new people that may or may not be only of one skin color. But let's just say you want to hire new people. Where are you going for the new people? What's your resource?
Reddit.
Reddit?
Twitter.
Huh?
Yeah. Anybody who can write 140 characters, you're hired.
Yeah. How about Tumblr? How about Instagram? And yeah, Reddit. That's where they went. And not only did they, what they were looking for, if you could draw, that's fine. That's a bare minimum. That's not what they were really looking for. They were looking for influencers that they thought could bring in new people, because clearly they were going to piss off.
Grabbing all the minute people.
Yeah, the TikTokers. No offense. Yeah. So that didn't work out too well for them, but sort of working out well for us, because we've seen the results for the past 4 years of, well, we've seen how they write, and it's not very well, and it's led to the literal creation of a term called the flopbuster, of movies that otherwise should have been million or hundreds of $1 million films, never never make money. They're always in a loss, and that's because clearly they can't give the goods, which is also what that Disney Plus. That's why that part 3 was called The Killer of Dreams, was because what happens is these young plucky people are dumb enough to fall for it, and they come in. Then when they're actually asked to do the job that they weren't qualified for in the first place, they get hung out to dry, burnt out, and then they don't have a dream to work for Disney anymore. Thus, The Killer of Dreams. But also, and here's a perfect case of this, the entire writer's room gone for the upcoming Silk Spider Society, because of course we got to keep making Spider-Man shit without Spider-Man in it.
Exactly. With diversity.
Well, yes, but also
inclusion,
not intersectional feminism, which they love, and people go, what is that? It's when the woman is not just equal to men, she's better than the man, and all the men are dumb or passive or beta, and
I'm sorry, I just want to keep interrupting you to talk about shit from the Avatar show.
Oh, did it remind you of some things?
Yeah. And I don't know if we should pepper it through the entire episode or just kill it all at the end.
I'm fine with peppering it through, because if we let it, because here's what I don't want to have happen.
I've contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you.
That's probably what's going to happen, but I'm fine with us a little bit of time letting steam out of the kettle.
Right now, you just reminded me of how, since we've reported several times over the past few weeks about the whole Sokka removal of his sexism stuff.
They're reducing it. Calm down, right? We're just gonna minor.
And then we questioned. Spoiler: if you didn't watch and you really care, you should mute for you should mute until Badger waves his hands.
Okay, mute now.
At the end, when we all knew there was going to be the situation about, is the male teacher going to teach her, and if they still were sexist toward her, and when she pulled through at the end to look like a badass, she just looked like an asshole because there was no earning. That's it. You can wave your hands if you want. We're done.
Now, the fun thing about what he just said, I didn't get that from it. So we'll have fun talking about it. But I understand what he's saying.
Can't wait.
You join us at the end there. Yeah. The end result here on the Silk Spiders, one, let me just, because a lot of people are saying, they got rid of the writers for whatever reason, like they suck. Now, I'm sure they did. Apparently, these writers had been on hold since the strike, and the union was like, you got to shit or get off the pot here. And so they're like, okay, never mind, you can go. And I think the reason they did that is because we learned they are now going to go to a male skewered audience. But but what that just means is they're going to write normal shit that people like Reacher, Terminalist, all the Jack Ryan, just normal. By the way, and this is what I hate, like the extremes of our side, and I love them. I'm not saying I hate them, but I hate, because this is when people go, you think everything is woke. I made them country for some reason.
You went there.
But when you say Reacher is woke, it's like, well, how? Because a biracial woman beat up a man, right? But here's the point: they sort of earned that because they explained why and how, and showed years of training and this, and also that woman also got her ass kicked by a man and had to be saved by another man. So how the fuck? So what are we talking about? How is that? But
that's equality.
Digress, and I'm sure we'll have that argument at some point. But the point is, they're seeing now that people watch this. They like it. They're either watching this or they're watching shit from 10 years ago. Is that fun little article that The Hill posted? They're so confused why everyone on streaming is watching shit from 10 years ago. Gee, I wonder what's different from 10. What happened 10? What was 10 years ago? Was it 2013?
The golden era.
Yeah, but what did we say infested the colleges in 2013? Could it be all this? I mean, obviously the Marxist leftist shit has been in there forever, but what took it over? All these fucking ideologies.
And what proves, if they change this up and this does well, it proves the point that you have to do the show the right way, or the movie the right way. Bring in the audience that wants it that way.
I mean, I feel like that's surprised at how times, but yeah, it has been reinforced.
But because women still come.
You see, even when you do it off screen, it doesn't. Yeah, boomer, whatever. This is what I want now.
Yeah,
this is what I want. I want him as Batman. Yeah. And I'm going to leave this up because that's what I want to stare at. He could do it.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He is not too old to be able to run it for a little while.
Well, James Gunn's favorite Robin is Damian. So of course that means we have to do that first, because what Daddy Gunn wants, Daddy Gunn gets. And so instead of just doing Dick Grayson as the first Robin and having some longevity, we're going to start right at the fucking fourth one, right like a decade into him being Batman, which means by the time we see this Batman, unless you're going to further fuck it up, by the time we see this Batman, he's already had his back broken by Bane. He's already had some of his most seminal moments. Jason Todd's already fucking dead and probably resurrected and back as Jason. So flashbacks, we're gonna have a shitload of flashback movies eventually, because people are gonna want all those OG stories. Or maybe they won't, but yeah, I'll take. Or fuck me, and I didn't get a picture for it because we've already seen it. Jensen Ackles, because he's been mind vipering everyone for years of that casting, and he plays it in the fucking animated. Red Hood, and he was a good Red Hood. He was a very good Red Hood, but I look like Pacino when De Niro
They're
when I did
similar in age,
but not in body type,
but not in height or shape. And
if you told me Jason Todd for him, no, but even then they're too close to age.
Killer.
Yeah, no, I want
in a standalone, maybe.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We're nowhere even close to casting. The next, if they follow, Superman Legacy, which we're going to talk about in a second, but if they follow their shit, Superman Legacy, and then they have to do the Creature Commandos, which is animated, gonna be woke. That will be woke or intersectional feminist. I'll be impressed if it's not, especially since he said like it's the chick is going to be the lead of the team, which again, I'm not going to assume. Maybe it's not. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong. Pattern recognition. They've given us no reason to think so.
I've been digging this whole time, looking up to try to figure out the answer, and you might know this answer. I won't fault you if you don't. How old was Bruce Wayne when Damian was born?
Well, the problem with that is originally it was in the original timeline. He's older, and then they fucking redid it for New 52, and he's younger, and it happened. So I guess going with the original one, isn't he like in his 30s, his late 30s?
I haven't found the answer, so I was just.
I believe in the New 52, he's in his 30s, and he's already got Damian. So he's like, he might be my age, like 35, 36, and he's got Damian. Where in the original one, he was like in his 40s. He was an older Batman. So, but the point is, Damian's 13. Remember, that means Batman has to be at least 13 years into his Batman career, at least 13 or 14 years into it. Unless they go real young with Damian, unless he goes original, like 9-year-old.
Yeah, it
That's
says
still
in
a decade. It's still
in
a
the
decade,
New 52. In the New 52, Damian found out who his dad was on his 10th birthday.
So there you go. So either way, it's a Batman that's been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's got the entire Bat family. Yeah, I like all things, I'm here for it. We'll talk about the director because he's still here. But first, this fucking show. You been watching this?
No.
I've watched the 3 episodes that are out, unless the 4th one is out and I missed it.
No. I went and did some clips for the first 2 to do something, and then I realized we'd probably just get screwed.
Did I tell you about the 3rd episode?
No, thankfully.
Well, I'm going to tell you now.
Did I tell you about the Marvels? No, you're welcome.
I'm just saying.
I watched it.
Spartan, you did, you son of a bitch. Oh, you watched the Marvels?
Yeah, I watched it with
All right, well, you tell me about that in a second. This right here, this guy, he keeps his helmet and armor off the entire 3rd episode.
Yeah. Did you see the YouTube video? I can pull them up if you don't know who I'm referencing. They quote unquote fixed it, where they AI put on his helmet, or maybe they did the hard work themselves.
I don't approve of the AI putting on those girls' clothes in the video that Reality Base was showing me, but I do approve of putting the Chiefs' helmet on.
100%.
Yeah. It was painful. They had the Spartans go to like dinner with residents and have CW feeling talks. It literally turned into a CW feeling show. Not once have they talked about and really covered why the Covenant want to kill us, any of the religious significance. The UNSC, you barely see them. It's all about these fucking Spartans and feelings. It's like 90210, but Spartans.
I can hear the
Painful.
theme of like Melrose Place playing and showing all the Spartans taking their shit off, taking a shower.
But that is what happened, by the way. Walking around in their underwear like in fucking Starship Troopers. I don't know. Don't know why. You know, another thing I don't know why is why they fucking felt the need to add the goddamn. It was already in a game that wasn't scary. They added in a scare filter. I don't know, another difficulty that keys down the jump. But I get it, because some people are just like, well, the jump scares were annoying. It was like, that's so every scary movie now shouldn't use jump scares because they're annoying to some people. Wasn't that much.
So I would say that some things use too many jump scares.
Yeah, well, horror flashes. Yeah. Well, this ended up turning into, there we go. This ended up turning into a larger discussion about fuck Sweet Baby Games, Sweet Baby Inc. games, whatever they're calling themselves now, and how their main job is to go in and diversify up, which means get people fired that were already hired.
Hashtag not my saga.
People were so that this one asshole. So I ended up, because he did like a 8-page soliloquy. I was like, nah, I mean, engagement is engagement. Get the fuck out of here. Completely fine that an actress was hired for this. That consulting company came in and said, you know, it'd be better if you made her black and then retroactively made her father, who abandoned her, a black father that's bad and abandoned their kid and just reinforce a stereotype. Oopsie, there's your representation.
Not like that.
They never meet. Oh, that was the best part. No one was watching, but we had like 40, 50 people at one point on Nerd Rage today. We're talking about the Harry Potter adaptation, and if you know they might make Ron black, and they're like, wouldn't that be funny, because Ron is, and the Weasleys are like the poorest family, and so if they do that, you're making those accidental stereotypes keep getting reinforced. And yeah, that's what happened. Again, I got halfway through this game, and that was also more of just, I didn't, the gameplay wasn't there, not the way I wanted it to be. I mean, did you play the first one?
Jesus, I don't even know. No, I think I started, and it was too difficult for me to enjoy, if you will.
The first one was. You should play the second one. It's real fucking easy, real easy. You would like it. You'd love it. You'd hate it. You'd hate it. That was
I've seen ads streaming it. I'd rather play RoboCop.
You know what? I got that too. I got to play many things, and Cyberpunk, and Mirage, and some quests in the Elder Scrolls Online. But
well, when I get my PC built that I was gifted by the great Deadpoolio, I will
shout out.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to put together a little fun video of building that, cleaning and building, and seeing what I can either repair from it or replace. Should be fun.
Did you finish Jedi Survivor?
Yes.
So
I may or may not have wept a little.
Are you ready for Cameron Monaghan to come in? He's not going to, but he did explain what it would take.
They would ruin it.
Oh, they would fuck it up completely. And he's a redhead.
Yeah, I would only want it if they would let these people take care of the story.
Yeah, well, even then they would capitulate. So he says it would have to be right. And by that, I mean, I hate when the ads do that. They pop it.
I hate when you use shit like capitulate.
It would have to be right. The big words offend you.
It hurt.
It would have to be right. By that, I mean, it has to continue the story or the character in some way. I don't want him to just kind of show up to stand around and be there. I want him to mean something and for there to be a significance for the character itself. So it would have to make sense, but in the right context, then yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. I added that middle part. best case scenario, the writers at Lucasfilm are competent and they know what they're doing, and everyone likes the character. What would you like for live action Cal Kestis, played by Cameron?
Without giving anything away, he is a street rat, you know, and he has
Street rat.
Yeah, he's got a shitty construction job. Not saying that construction jobs are shitty, but like, you know, he's got a hard
He
job.
got paid really well.
Yeah, he got a hard
He had a
job
401k and everything
on a planet where people don't care about him, yada yada. And it turns out he's hiding out. He's got Jedi problems, and from there it goes off into a cool adventure. That's it, dude. Give a good adventure where, I mean, does he need to meet all of these characters from the game? Maybe some of them, because it does help him build who he becomes. And like you did mention, there's solid male, robot, and female characters that help him learn, and he also teaches things along the way too.
Yeah, it is a great game. I meant, like, in live action, do you want him to fucking show up as a cameo? Do you want them to do an adaptation of the game?
Give him his own, like a standalone movie. It doesn't need to be a series. Do a start to an end. Some mission he has to do. Then maybe he cameos into other things, or what do you think? Reverse, cameo him something and see if people will take it first.
No, fuck cameos, and cameo him to what? Cameo him to what?
All the garbage.
The fucking Ahsoka sequel trilogy where he has to play 20 years older, and that ruins. Oh, okay. Guess he survived the third game, so can't do anything until the third game comes out. Oh, the timeline of the games, 10 years fucking after the prequels. What else is happening to? Oh, that's right. Fucking Kenobi. You think we're getting a season 2 of that? Where's he going to cameo? There is nowhere for him to cameo. Thank God for that.
Okay, so would you want them to, like, not even retell, but like just do the game?
Wait, we both fucked. I said under the best case, pretend Lucasfilm is good, and you said you want a continue. So pretend it's like, oh, the original OT. Yeah, you would just have something after the games. You want like a live action or just a really good mission in between them.
Yeah,
because I'm saying, yeah, sure. I would rather like an actual live action adaptation of his story if it was done right, like a Fallen Order actual fucking movie. But in this case, in this world, if we had to get something, Jesus Christ, yeah, if they somehow do a Kenobi, maybe let him cameo, yeah, because if that's all we have. But if everything got turned around, maybe a little show that leads right into the third game.
I don't know.
Same age.
It was fun. I did just finish the second game. I'm actually trying to go around and collect all the other stuff.
Good luck with that, completionist. Whoever told you that. Yeah,
no, sometimes.
I want to get back to those multimedia big events like Shadows of the Empire or Star Killer. I mean, Sam Witwer, I'm waiting. Keep away from him until everyone's like, bring him in. No, don't ruin him yet. Wait until it's fixed or something, or just don't ruin it.
You remember when people cared so much about a film that they camped out?
I have a Star Killer comic, the Star Killer novel, the Star Killer figure, and I'm pretty sure, obviously, the game's on multiple platforms. The point is, I would love a Cal Kestis movie and like another Cal Kestis like multimedia event that spotlight the good character. He's the one good character that we've snuck through in Star Wars, because all the other Star Wars that's good, and really, what people are wondering why I've been so positive lately. It's listening to Erwin from Nerd Wars talk about him discovering the expanded universe, and he's making me really remember that, like, oh yeah, fuck all this fake shit. The expanded universe is the real history. That's where Luke is. That's where Mara Jade is. That's where all the real Skywalkers are, not Rey Palpatine. And part of what?
No, he said it.
Yeah. Well, and part of that is going back and amongst looking back at the old expanded universe, the shit that I consider canon is stuff like this. This, of course, famously, and yeah, we're going to watch it again because I'll watch it a billion times. Just skip forward 6 minutes if you don't want to watch it, or go over to fix it in post. And even though it's been viewed like 40 million times, it's 4 years old, watch it on his channel. Show this to everyone, because this is what the fans can do. And I've always said, we all know the fans know it better. Avatar certainly proved that. But here is, look, there was always a great disparity and no matter how you explain it away, and, Alec Guinness, and even though whatever you say it was based on, it's two older dudes, a dude in a clunky suit and an older guy that smoked and drank, fucking clanging together. It does not look like Anakin and Obi-Wan used to. This fixes that. It's a little more balanced. It uses a little bit more of the Nick Gillard, Jedi lightsaber fighting that just hadn't been invented yet. But if you want consistency, this is what it would have looked like. You ready?
It's great. I'll watch this. This is like when we did the
retro
Batman
react on Dead End.
No, it's great.
It's it goes in the lockbox so that in the future they open it up and they go, "What's this?"
Mm-hmm. That used to mean something.
Oh, he used to.
It's a space station. It's too big to be a space station.
Very bad feeling about it.
Cosmic microbeam, it's pulling us in. Essentially, presence have not held since.
He says he's found the main controls to the power.
Yeah, and you really see the difference between a 60-year-old man and this 1972 or whatever it was when they filmed, and a 60-year-old man now. Like, Alec Guinness looks far older than he would if it was modern day. In other words, Ewan McGregor is probably far more in line. Like right now, what he looks like is what he would probably look like in this movie if it was the same character. He wasn't living that hard on Tatooine, clearly. Love that aggressive pull.
Very pull hard, yeah.
Every night it helped me sleep.
There was a saber fight.
Have you come to kill me? It's like you walked up to me.
Long-awaited meeting has come at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil, Your powers are weak, little man.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Then I will show you the true nature of the Force.
Love that line. And the throwing. Suit on fire every time gets me. The homeboy in the suit was not holding back.
Are you safe? For the moment. We're in the main hangar across the ship.
Nice, come on.
It's them.
Certainly has courage.
Good will it do us if he gets himself killed? Come on.
Always right.
There is no escape.
It's elder abuse.
Didn't we just leave this party?
Oh, Han.
What kept you?
We are running some old friends.
Is the ship all right? Seems okay if we can get to it. Just hope the old man got the tractor beam out of commission.
I tell you, dude, the bond with me and my dog has been a Chewie Han bond.
Oh, well. Let's hope that relationship doesn't end the same way.
Nah, I think he'd kill my son before that happened.
Yeah. Well.
Come on, R2. We're going.
Cosmo would have taken the shot.
Love they show him getting a couple of hits on him.
Man?
It was at that moment. He remembered all the times.
I love you.
And just like, well, time to do the thing that Qui-Gon taught me.
Fucking retire.
Even though she should be like, oh my God, Finn, we had such a bonding experience. I don't give a shit that you're dead. I'm not going to mention it to Luke.
Get to the Falcon.
Good movie.
I love that. He sensed it. And then just because practically, he couldn't actually bend down to pick that up. It's very hard to bend down when you've got that whole apparatus. Memories. Good times in Star Wars. Good times in Star Wars. But unfortunately, you can't escape.
Good things must come to an
Can't escape. Yeah, all things. Remember when we liked it? Remember it was good, and then it overstayed its welcome. This cute little piece of shit was just being thrown around and hopping.
He knew what
and
he was
fighting
doing.
Imperial guards. Had they just kept it of a badass bounty hunter, was doing bounties, taking names,
my God,
kicking ass, chewing bubble gum.
Sorry, it happened again.
Yeah, sure it did. We're almost there. You could hold it. This is just simply talking about, they're still making this goddamn movie. It's gonna be, the budget is less than the show, which shouldn't surprise you at all. And I don't know anyone that wants this. I don't know anyone that wants this except for those Disney new fans. But we got to wrap it all up. Pedro's going off to fuck up the Fantastic Four. So I know. Say goodbye. Did you love Mandalorian? Did you even watch season 3 of The Mandalorian?
I watched it all.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry I haven't finished that helmet.
Yeah, Mr.TechRat has been building me several things 3D printed for a while. One of them is a Mandalorian helmet, but one day, here, let's put it this way. Of the list of things that are going to happen, I believe that helmet will be made. I do not believe that Shang-Chi 2 will be made.
Savage attack.
Badger does a critical attack. It's super effective.
Simu will remember that.
There's fucking himbo over here who better hope he gets cast as the second Barbie, because other than that, even though he is confirming, I love that the actor, because I'm sure the actor, he's well aware of production schedules, even though there's no fucking production schedule for a Shang-Chi 2. There's Captain America 4, Thunderbolts. I mean, this is after Deadpool, because there's only one, Deadpool and Wolverine this year. Then next year, Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Avengers 5, which they're not calling Kang Dynasty, and then Secret Wars.
What happened to Kang?
Oh,
oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh
no! It was Kang's, and then we weren't. Yeah, he really didn't confirm anything. These were a lot of I hopes, I want, me, clip coming soon. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, bro. It's not going to happen. And do you know why it couldn't happen even if he wanted? Do you know why?
We can't have nice things.
Well, that, and they've realized that the jig is up. I said it.
Whoa.
The big jig, if you will. The big jigs by the big figs. The chikes.
Slow the fuck down.
I'm doing it all. I'm saying all the fake words.
I heard you say Nazi on the internet earlier.
I said Yahtzee, you terrorist.
No, I heard you say it.
You can say it. It's real ambiguous now.
It's history. It's history. I don't understand the problem.
You male
isn't
bigot,
this month about history?
It's the shortest one. They know that we're not buying it. Simple as it is. They know. They fucking know. And that doesn't mean they're going to stop. They're going to double down, but they're going to do it a little bit quieter because they got a little too confident. And this article is basically going how they're quietly trying to improve their shit show. And that, of course, is, yes, the big distraction that we all know. No, it won't save anything, but it will delay inevitabilities. Inevitabilities. Deadpool and the Wolverine will, of course, make $1 billion next year. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
You said inevitability. I thought Thanos, please come save us.
No, he's coming back too. At least according to Josh Brolin.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure multiple people have said it, but I know you mentioned it's not a Marvel thing. It's a Fox thing, and it's not going to save Marvel. It might help. It might help fix things, especially doing the whole TVA stuff.
They'll get some juice out of it. People will see the next one because this one was good, but it'll collapse right around because the next one is the Captain America 4 that's being shot. So in the Grogu and Mandalorian and Grogu, they say they're going to be shooting for 4 months. The Captain America 4, Black Captain America 4, Brave New World, whatever the fuck, is now had 5 months of reshoots on top of an already 3 or 4 month schedule. So we're almost at a year. They filmed it like 3 times now. So this on top of course, we cast Fantastic Four, X-Men 97, which they immediately pissed everyone off by saying, we don't even need this because I got it memorized because I'm autistic or a lunatic, and this is all I consume. It pissed everyone off with non-binary morph and taking away Rogue's TNA. I think that was the bigger transgression. I can live with non-binary morph, but I don't think I want to live in a world.
I draw the line.
It was just too iconic. Why can't you let us have one?
Wait. And to be fair, I can hear all the crybaby comments. It's not that they removed it. It's what they did to it. It's like the negative number. Like somebody must have hit their arm when they were fixing the ass. And instead of going half, they went beyond. Yeah.
I don't even want to look at the joke memes for it because it just makes me sad.
It's worse.
Yeah. Anyway, they're supposedly hiring writers to tune everything up, but the people they're hiring are we have it for it because I started to do it too. They've got several writers. One of them, well, it doesn't matter because
but they were all bad.
Because you fail upward at this company. So even the people they get that they're going to fix it wrote things that weren't popular. And that has led to, I mean, obviously the Titans are Gary, and the other one is Drinker, and that's led to his video, The Death of the Girl Boss, which is going to watch the beginning part of it because I think it's indicative of the larger problem that we aren't buying it. No one's buying it. No one likes your shit. No one wants fucking Echo. No one wants Danzel that's coming out. No one wants your Captain Marvels or your Ray Palpatines or any of these bitches that aren't actual women. They're just facilities. They're men. They're facilities of men, and you gave them all the worst characteristics of men that you've called us toxic, and you just made fucking toxic versions of us that are unlikable. See you next Tuesdays that somehow win People's Choice fucking Action Star of the Year, which me personally I think is
Weird.
But congratulations to the Zeg. She's the Action Star. Did you know that? You knew that. You knew. I know you knew.
You got a little spurred up there.
I got a little spurred up because
it's okay. I went off on Avatar earlier. I feel it's going to get real hot in about 15, 20 minutes.
Real quick. It's going to get hot real quick. We got 15 minutes left, so let's get to this.
Now, I believe it was Newton's third law of motion, which states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Unfortunately, it doesn't work quite the same way in the world of corporate entertainment, where the rule would be better described as, for every 50 or so actions, there's an extremely belated and insufficient reaction. A good example of this would be the disastrous series of flops we've seen over the past year or two. Projects like Rings of Power, Peter Pan and Wendy, Ahsoka, She-Hulk, Resident Evil, Robin Hood, The Witcher, The Marvels, and most recently, Madam Web.
Yeah. Triggered, and the point is triggered, and the point is no. No. We say no to you. And then so that's that. That's the pushback. That's the slight win. We're gonna go through this when we get to Avatar. Andy is still, for whatever fucking reason, because we know he got cast to be the actor. Sorry. Hired. I got used to saying that. He did get hired to be the director of Batman before The Flash came out, and The Flash got delayed so many fucking times. Who knows what that movie originally would have been. I like the Batman parts. Here's the year of I'm going to give everyone one free one. I'm giving Gunn one free one with Superman Legacy, which we're going to talk about in a second, and I'm giving him one free one with Batman and Brave and the Bold, even though there's a bunch of red flags already.
All I want to know is, does Brave and the Bold mean I get Green Arrow?
You know, considering they cast 1 billion motherfuckers for Superman Legacy, I don't know why they wouldn't cast 1 billion motherfuckers for that one. Speaking of casting 1 billion motherfuckers, because I just mentioned it, and speak of it and it will appear, there's Superman Legacy. You got Superman up here. He's a tall boy. You got bald Lex Luthor. We got Otis, who is the only one to get race swapped. Black Otis now. Otis Spunkmeyer.
The cookie guy?
Yep. Here's Mr. Terrific. I think that's Tessmacher, Hot Girl. Of course, Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner. There's a former tweeter himself that Nerd Wars is such a fan of. Who was that? Dora the Explorer? I forget who that one is. And of course, there's Rachel Big Chin Tits herself. Metamorpho, redheaded Jimmy Olsen that somehow survived, and generic white guy that I don't know how he survived or got casted.
I'll tell you what.
His friend. I'm kidding. That's not David Zassoff. That's Peter Safran. Peter, the Spice.
It's a
so
handsome
nice.
cast.
It's a handsome cast. I mean, I would discuss in great detail with Lois Lane here.
I
forgot that we weren't in the locker room.
Yeah.
I would discuss comics with her so hard.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later in the office.
That is that is the emblem, of course, that was used at the table read. It's the Kingdom Come emblem. This is, of course, fan art because everyone's assuming Trunks and the original, but of course it was the original, and I didn't want to find it would be black instead of yellow with the yellow outline. I actually think that's my preferred one. But yeah, it's not bad. The underwear is fucking stupid, but I understand why people like it. I do.
Do
understand. You? I do. Let's see. Yeah, we got 3 minutes. I want to watch. This is this Boy Kills World, because it came fucking out of nowhere, and everyone seems to be liking it. It got more engagement, likes, and people talking about it than I thought.
I didn't hear about it until I saw you post it up.
Well, there you go. We got to get that Don Johnson from Django. Well, there you go. You know that Jimmy boy. I can't do too much of that bit, but yeah, okay. Let's watch this because it did remind me of a bunch of shit, and I like Skarsgård. All the Skarsgård.
This was never a great.
And fucking Bob.
And yes,
are you with me?
Archer. Thank you.
Always.
Until
you have your love and I have mine.
From us.
Famke Janssen's looking rough, so I think she might have a little plastic.
They're all gonna watch and cheer.
So Squid Games, Runaway.
That's me. Facing televised execution by
Running
breakfast
Man.
cereal mascots. Not my
With
happiest
Dr.
day.
whatever from
But let me take you back to an even
Saints
worse
Row.
one.
Dr. Dinky or
the day the Vanderkoys killed my family and left me deaf and mute. So I made a 3-step plan. Step 1, give myself an inner voice. I took the last one I remembered from this video game. Player 1 wins. Step 2, get stronger.
Conan training montage.
And step 3, join a team.
Welcome to the Resistance.
Yeah, go team. The mission is simple. Make the Vanderkoys pay for what they have done. Insert crazy action montage.
Sam Raimi. Push kick. He did the push kick. We're gonna get some hardcore parkour.
Here comes the hopper.
You know how hard it is to get a cereal company to sponsor mass murder?
Wow. You ring the bell.
Plan time!
I don't like this plan.
You have reached your final destination.
Oh my God, no! I have information. I'm gonna help you. Stop!
Probably shouldn't have shown that because now we know what happens with that character. But from coming out of nowhere, looks good. Real quickly, not even going to bring it up. If you had it on your bingo card, another discrimination lawsuit against Disney. This time for vaccine mandates. Just say that. Someone asked for religious exemptions. They basically said, fuck you. And you're not allowed to say fuck you when someone asked for that. And lawsuit got a green light. So just get another one. Counts on the bingo card if you want it.
And another one.
And speaking of and another one, it was almost like you did that on purpose. We are getting another Game of Thrones spinoff, The Hedge Knight, coming in 2025. This is coming off of the fact that we didn't really talk about this, but HBO Max.
It'll always be HBO.
I know. They're so dumb. Anyway, they were the only streaming. I think Netflix did, but that might have. Well, either way, for sure, the article was this year the only one. They made about 103 billion, and like last year they lost 2.3 billion. So the 103 million profit is still better than losing that much. And part of that is they have said they're going to start doubling down on their successful franchises. So Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, which there'll be plenty of videos about that next week. But these adaptations need to be done right. And as we're seeing now, more and more, they might be able to do it, especially with who's involved. But here's Dunk and Egg. Keep going. This is essentially going to be like a buddy thing. Two unlikely odd couple, whatever, tall knight, smaller guy that ends up, well, he may or may not be in line to be in the throne. But yeah, I don't know. If they do it as well as House of the Dragon, I'm here for it. I'm sure a bunch of people will be ambivalent until it comes out and it is decent, and then they'll start watching it. You still haven't watched House of the Dragon.
I was going to say, did you throw that across the table at me?
Maybe. I didn't mean to, but
I never finished the original
Probably
Game of
accurate.
Thrones.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
I
And it falls
didn't
apart.
watch House of the Dragon. I think I didn't watch House of the Dragon because I think when I was going to start, what is was it Rings of Power came out, and I had watched the first episode and a half, I think, maybe even all two, I don't know. And I was so put off by the fantasy remake crap. I was like, no, never mind.
You saying remake crap put you off?
A little bit.
What about adaptation crap?
Left a weird I shut down.
By the way, this went up to 76 and then right back, just like my subscriber numbers, right back down to the previous fucking number. My channel is under attack. Help me. I'm sorry. We put too many shorts out one day, algorithm. I'm sorry, mama, algorithm. That's what Erwin told me. He told me to grovel just like that and go manic and then get up and go back and forth between my bookshelves and pick up random
something.
shit. And then, God, every time he does that, I want to jump through the camera.
I scream a little bit.
I love the chat, but no one should ever make that man throw something at his fucking collection. Shame. We don't have the shame clip. We got to get it. We got to get that shame clip for him.
I
we have
will
a shame
steal
on
it
them.
for you.
Shame on them.
Case, I am not. No, he's not a they them. It's a him. I did admit in him, but okay, we can't avoid it. Got about 7. We can go a little over, but Avatar. Look. You want me to go first, or do you want to go first? Because you seem like you're going to unload. You've been holding back this whole time.
You start, and then I'll start firing hard at whatever it is you say.
Giggity. Okay. All right. And this is all done. This is the last video. I'm gonna do this.
Start by saying I'm sure it's all going to be spoilers, and also we both huge fans of the original animated show. which
Yes,
changes your
although
outlook.
clearly it's been longer since I've seen it, since I didn't remember a bit
I've
at the
watched
end
this
there.
so many times.
Okay. So it's semi-normie view then, since it's fresher in your memory than mine, but like the overall is I liken it to and this is similar to how I talked about The Witcher. If the original Avatar anime is gourmet food, this is mall court food. Mediocre mall court food. That being said, I enjoyed portions of this meal, and some of it was bridging on excellent mall court food. The problem and thing is, it could have been fucking gourmet. There was nothing stopping them. They had the time. They did. Episode 6 is a fucking banger and is almost like if every episode had been like that was masks, and then they showed the Agni Kai between Zuko and Ozai. Bruh, that is everything I would want in adaptation. The problem is they just did not achieve that. The worst sin of all of this, besides the fact that they somehow made hour-long episodes feel rushed when the animated did it in 20, is I don't buy the relationship or the bond between Sokka, Aang, and Katara. I sort of buy it between Katara and Sokka. I do not buy it between the three of them at all. And Aang, to me, is the weakest part about this whole fucking series. And that's a big problem when it's Avatar and he's the fucking main. He's not that good. He's a kid. I get it.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same points. But there were so many things, like you mentioned, all of the fire benders were fantastic.
Zuko and Iroh were the highlight. And I was ready to hate on Iroh because I do not like what that dude does in The Mandalorian. The way they write the fat X-wing pilot, as everyone calls him. It's just she's in everything. It's like, bro, where are your fitness standards? But as Iroh, I was all right with it. I was all right with it. And they expanded his character greatly, I thought, and his really showed why not just him and Zuko have a bond with each other, but why Zuko's crew has a bond, and all just they got the best glow ups of all, personally.
Yeah, there was a lot, but I think one of the things really pissed me off too was everything was rushed, of course, because you took 20 episodes and pushed them into 8 semi 1 hour episodes.
But they cut out things they should have kept in and showed us shit they didn't need to show us. So even that is not a good excuse. They could have kept all the meat, but they put in bones and skin and left out meat because they clearly were afraid.
Not only did they show us things we didn't need to see and leave out things, yes, they were showing us things that aren't going to happen for an entire season in the animated show.
Now I'm sure they will say, well, it's live action, so we're setting it up. Okay, but I still don't understand why you had to leave shit out.
Here's a dumb moment for you that I'm sure someone might explain. There's a scene where, and in fact, they show you most of it in a like leaked, not leaked. I think Netflix put out the clip. They're writing on the back of he was fantastic.
I just want to shout out to he was better than the animated Ozai.
I think pretty damn good.
And because first of all, before I knew anything about Mark Hamill in real life, which is just when they finally, because you've seen very little of Ozai in the actual animated series, and he doesn't actually even meet Aang until the last episode, whatever the fuck it is, when they fight. So when I actually hear him talk, I was like, is that Mark Hamill? And I only hear Joker. So I've never liked Mark Hamill as Ozai because I only hear Joker. Not only did I like his voice, and I loved everything about how he played him. I loved this now. I loved everything about how he played him. I loved when he was making decisions, even horrible decisions. You could see why he was making them. His choice to exile Zuko, his choice to make him fight, just the scarring him. Whew. Really good. And the fucking Zuko sold it. That kid sold it.
Stupid moment. Did you notice when when Iroh was captured on the back of the wagon and one of the archers shot his top knot off, and then in like the following scene it was back?
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but
it's just so many stupid things. And why was I furious that they cut out so many of the animals that were just perfect?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that's a CGI budget thing that then it's like, well,
they worked those birds in as much as they could.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of the things they showed, I thought were unnecessary. That they should have shown all those. Here, whatever they do, here's the thing, and this is sort of like that argument that Leon and I were having on Hypnotic Hypnocast. Shout out doing
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Sorry, and it wasn't really an argument; it was a discussion of how we need to highlight the good things when we see them, and we do. And there's a little condition, a little asterisk on that. Is depends on in what manner it was given. So with the Star Wars one, that was a bigger point. I was specifically talking about Timothy Zahn and that there were a bunch of writers that weren't getting their royalties, and he was like, "Yeah, you need to pay us," but then he took the Disney check and rewrote his shit, abandoning those. Like he sold out, is what I'm saying, and then he gave an even lesser version of a character that was greater in the expanded. So there's no need to call, but it was good. It's like, right, but he diluted it. It's a bad. There's nothing to point out there. But at least with this, I do believe they tried to adapt it. They failed on some, they succeeded on others. But taking out Sokka's sexism was a fucking mistake because it makes his character arc that much less, makes his progression that much less. And so him getting to a strong warrior isn't as satisfying because he overcame less.
Yeah, well, and again, he was only a real sexist for the first 3 episodes. In the 4th episode,
so the fight, the water master, because it was all connected. The whole point. Spoiler, but the reason women weren't allowed to fight is because I don't know if you know this, because now I don't know what they teach in school, but humans come from biological women. They come from fucking women. So if all the women are girl bossing and fighting and you all die, there's no one left to fucking make the next generation, and then there's no more story because we all die. So
right, but then they also trained hardcore at how to heal.
Well, and to that end, he never said, "I don't want women to fight because you guys fucking suck." He didn't want women to fight because that was the tradition, because if the women die, the clan is over. But in this case, they're like, well, that doesn't matter because they're going to wipe us out anyway. So now we need to fight. That was the context. I had no problem with that. The problem is that would also have come across way better if you would just put it. It's fine. I take the other side saying that, like, if they had really shown Sokka's sexism, if they'd done it the same way, it would have just been another guy being humiliated by a woman and blah, blah, blah. And but
it
looks, they would have had the skill to do it, but I understand that people would have talked shit, whatever.
It was super awkward when they were on Kyoshi Island, and
weird. They made her thirsty.
She was, okay. And speaking of Kyoshi Island,
not a problem with that, but
I'm a hardcore Earthbender fan. I think it's cool as shit, right? The fact that they pushed not Roku, which was the previous incarnation, but they went 2 incarnations back, and Girl Boss showed you.
You know why they did that. I suspect, that's a flag right there. That's the same reason they changed it from Cheyenne to Choctaw and Echo, is so they could have that Girl Boss moment. And I don't give a fuck if they did it in the second series, which I got only through the first one. I don't like him taking over and looking exactly like her. It's like, just go into Avatar State. Just fucking go into Avatar State.
Glow the tattoos and do the shit.
The tattoos, yes. And that was my point to the ending. I guess I forgot about it, and I just internalized the movie version where he just goes into Avatar State and makes a big fucking wave. I think him turning into a giant fucking Godzilla water monster is stupid. I know you
more than anyone. I think I can say that more than anyone. And when you send me messages sometimes through a text, even I don't know how to take them. I'm like, is he really upset that it was exactly like it was in the animated show?
I legit didn't remember that they did that, and I thought it looked fucking stupid. And then you showed me what the animated. I was like, oh, I think that looks fucking stupid too. I just think it's stupid. Just turn into the Avatar State. That's what I liked about it. It was just the elements. And then the second one got into the spirits and ghouls and goblins. I was like, nah, I'm out. I liked when it was just you guys could control the elements and foot martial arts and shit. Now I'm fine with the like past avatars and spirit world shit, but that's the extent. I don't like fucking goblin monsters and all that. It's like, I got other shit for that. I'll go watch Attack on Titan for that. But that's a minor fucking quibble. A minor quibble of another. So my overall rating for this is a 6 out of 10. And I wish I could give it higher, but for all those rushness and like, if you're wondering, I gave a Rings of Power 1 out of 10. It would be 0, but
I'm going to be honest with you, even as a super fan, I guess. Yeah, 6 is fair. It was really nice to look at.
I'm giving it a 6 solely for the performances of Zuko, Iroh, and Daniel Day Kim as Ozai. Honorable mentions, I guess, to the kids. Boomy, the makeup, every old
All the
person looks
elders,
weird as
yeah.
fuck. Weird as fuck. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. They need to
Weird
work
makeup.
on that. Had no problem with the martial arts and the bending. That all looked fine. Didn't think it looked goofy.
Oh
it's
my
a fine
God.
balance of anime and this, but they need to get those character moments down locked. Sorry, so you continue. I was just saying.
I was ready to riot when they attacked and hurt poor Momo.
You don't mess with the Momo.
You don't. I got animal problems, I guess.
I remember seeing something about it's triggering fans, and then I saw that and I was like, well, that's what it was. But they did not let that last. It was like 30 seconds later. He's still alive, and then they brought back the water.
And that's the other thing. They had to do that one scene because they couldn't natively get him down there. In the show, they got him down to that area because he needed to go to a place that was like super connected to the spirit world. And that's why they were down there with the fish and shit. Nope. He had to just.
I don't remember that part. I cut out. I don't remember him linking and turning into them. I thought she just went right to, oh shit, the moon is over. Like, I'm going to sacrifice myself, give back the life to save everyone. It felt so rushed that, like, I was like, bro, aren't you with Suki? Like, they do not tell you. They need to more explain the time differences. Because, like, wait, now you're crushing, bitch. You was just with. Whoa, did you still have the fan? Like, I get you're a bro, but
when
like,
they said to her, you and the Avatar have, and you know, your whole team, you guys have, we heard about your tales. You were fighting monsters and all these, saving these villages. They didn't show any of that shit.
So my point is, if you're a fan, you can know that it's the amount of time, that's weeks, days to weeks in between episodes. But if you're a normie and you're just watching it's like a Witcher effect. If you're like, wait, how long has it fucking been? Because if you're just watching this, is like, bro, you were just with Suki like 4 days ago.
Teo, the kid in the wheelchair, and his dad don't come in until like the Northern Air Temple, which is at the like mid third way through the fucking thing.
And he's in the wheelchair in the series.
Yeah, because he sees him flying around. Oh, you need to go back.
I gotta go back. Yeah, I've been so okay. Well, bro, almost a decade ago was when I watched it for the first time. Like, it was the first time I had internet strong
That's when
enough
the
to watch
Fire
it.
Nation attacked.
Yeah. I'll have to go back to that.
Dude, they fucked up by the very beginning. They ruined the very beginning, and then the cabbage joke. It was all bad.
They put it off so long, but by the time they did it, they Avengers assembled it. By the time he actually said it, I didn't care.
This is the way.
Yeah. Well, so what was your final thoughts? 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10?
I'll accept a 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, they going forward, because we're not just negativity. We're telling
do
you how to
I want a season 2? No, they'll ruin Toph.
I do. Oh no! See, I do, but I want them to have the confidence to adapt it with the same fire that they did the other ones. Show fucking characters. Let them have their arcs. Stop being a victim.
Sheer fucking hubris.
And thinking you know better, and just adapt the goddamn character. Bring the show creators back. There's a reason they left, and now I understand it. It's because you were going to minimize and lessen their characters, which is what you did. But I see enough in you that there is redemption for this. I think there is, and I do want a season 2. But you better listen. You better listen to us.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, we made it. We made it. 10 episodes. Apparently, we just need to get to 21, and we'll be in the top 1% of the world. And that's really what more can you ask for?
Hey, congrats, man. You hit 900 subscribers this week.
Because I really am trying to hit the community. We are a community, the 199, the Fellowship, the Bigot Army, which is not the best name, guys, but I understand you're taking that name back. We've been called it long enough. Speaking of the Bigot Army, I will be on Hypnotic's channel on Saturday, on his Saturday Night Hypnosis, as the featured guest. Don't ask me how that's happening in this reality, but I will be back to have fun. So thankfully, there's nothing for me to boomer, so I will be on that stream. And then next Friday on the 11th episode, we will live stream. Maybe by then we'll be monetized, because if we get 1,000 subscribers, we can at least get memberships and super chats, and that'll be fun for the whole crowd. Let us know in the chat what you think of Avatar, if you watched it, or any of the subject, really. Let us know if you're still watching, if you made it all the way to the end. Who is still here? Dr. Showtime, maybe. I think Creativity's Avenger bounced. I think he's busy trying to get his channel back. Good on him.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. I know it's a struggle, but keep going. And yeah, anything else you want to say?
Honorable mention. We don't have to watch the trailer, but if you haven't, have you seen Guy Ritchie's Netflix The Gentleman?
I haven't watched the trailer, have heard about it, heard it's better than the movie of which I watched, so I will be watching that. And if it's good enough, maybe we'll do a little something, a little reaction or something.
I would like to say that I have high hopes for it. It looks fun.
It looks fun. It was fun. Is he Vader? All right, everyone. Like, share, sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. We'll see you Saturday night on Saturday Night Hypnosis. And
Well, bye.